Welcome to this exploration of macroeconomics, a vital branch of economic study. Macroeconomics delves into the behavior and performance of an economy as a whole. It provides a broad perspective on how national and global economies function. This field distinguishes itself from microeconomics, which focuses on individual markets and decision-making units. While microeconomics examines choices made by consumers and firms, macroeconomics looks at the bigger picture. Macroeconomics specifically focuses on aggregate variables. These are economy-wide totals, such as total output, overall employment levels, and the general price level. It contrasts sharply with microeconomics' focus on specific industries or consumer behavior. Key aggregate variables examined in macroeconomics include national income, which measures the total income earned by a nation's residents. It also scrutinizes unemployment rates, reflecting the percentage of the labor force without jobs. Inflation, a sustained increase in the general price level, is another critical variable. Finally, macroeconomics analyzes economic growth, which signifies the expansion of an economy's capacity to produce goods and services. The primary goal of macroeconomics is to understand the forces driving these aggregate variables. By doing so, economists can develop effective policies aimed at improving overall economic performance and stability. Gross domestic product, or GDP, stands as a cornerstone concept in macroeconomics. It represents the total monetary value of all final goods and services produced within a country's borders. This measure captures the economic output generated domestically. GDP is always measured over a specific period, typically a quarter or a year. This timeframe allows for consistent comparison and tracking of economic activity. It provides a snapshot of a nation's productive capacity during that interval. Its significance cannot be overstated. GDP is widely considered the key indicator of a nation's economic health. A rising GDP generally signals a growing economy, while a falling GDP can indicate recessionary pressures. The primary purpose of GDP is to track economic growth. By comparing GDP figures from one period to the next, economists can determine if an economy is expanding, contracting, or remaining stable. Macroeconomists analyze several influencing factors that contribute to GDP. These include consumer spending, which is the largest component in most economies. Household consumption of goods and services drives a significant portion of economic activity. Investment, encompassing business spending on capital goods like machinery and factories, is another crucial factor. It also includes residential construction and changes in inventories. Investment is vital for future productive capacity. Government spending on goods and services, such as infrastructure projects and public sector wages, also contributes to GDP. This component reflects the direct economic activity undertaken by the public sector. Finally, net exports, which are a country's total exports minus its total imports, play a role. A positive net export figure adds to GDP, while a negative one subtracts from it, reflecting trade balances. Unemployment is a critical area of study within macroeconomics, reflecting the underutilization of an economy's human resources. It measures the number of people actively seeking employment but unable to find a job. There are several causes of unemployment, each with distinct characteristics. Cyclical unemployment is directly related to the business cycle, rising during economic downturns and falling during expansions. It results from insufficient aggregate demand. Structural unemployment arises from a mismatch between the skills workers possess and the skills employers demand. This can be due to technological advancements, industry shifts, or geographical immobility of labor. Frictional unemployment is a natural and often temporary form of unemployment. It occurs as people transition between jobs, search for new opportunities, or enter the workforce for the first time. Macroeconomists examine the profound impact of unemployment on the economy. High unemployment leads to lost output, reduced consumer spending, and increased social welfare costs. It also causes significant personal hardship. Policies to reduce unemployment often target its specific causes. Job training programs aim to address structural unemployment by equipping workers with in-demand skills. These programs enhance human capital. Unemployment benefits provide a safety net for those out of work, helping to sustain consumption during job searches. While supporting individuals, these benefits can also influence the duration of unemployment. Inflation is defined as a sustained increase in the general price level of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. It means that each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services than before. Several factors can cause inflation. One significant cause is an excessive money supply, where too much money chases too few goods. This can lead to a decrease in the purchasing power of currency. Demand pull pressures occur when aggregate demand in an economy outpaces the economy's ability to produce goods and services. Consumers and businesses are willing to pay more for available products. Cost push pressures arise when the costs of production, such as wages or raw material prices, increase. Businesses then pass these higher costs on to consumers in the form of higher prices. The effects of inflation can be widespread. It impacts purchasing power, eroding the value of savings and fixed incomes. Consumers find their money buys less over time. Inflation also impacts investment decisions. High and unpredictable inflation creates uncertainty, discouraging long-term investment. It can distort price signals and make economic planning difficult. Monetary policy is the primary control mechanism for inflation, typically managed by central banks. Adjusting interest rates is a common tool. Raising rates can cool down an overheating economy and curb inflationary pressures. Economic growth refers to a sustained increase in the production of goods and services over time. It is typically measured by the annual percentage change in real GDP. Growth signifies an expansion of an economy's productive capacity. Several factors contribute to sustained economic growth. Technological advancements are crucial, leading to new products, more efficient production methods, and increased productivity across industries. Investment in human capital, through education, training, and healthcare, enhances the skills and productivity of the workforce. A more skilled labor force can drive innovation and efficiency. Institutional quality, including strong property rights, a stable legal system, and effective governance, provides a predictable environment for businesses and investors. These institutions foster trust and reduce risk. Policies to promote sustainable economic growth often include tax incentives for investment. These incentives encourage businesses to expand, innovate, and create jobs, boosting long-term productive capacity. Policies that foster innovation, such as funding for research and development or protecting intellectual property, are also vital. Innovation is a key driver of productivity gains and new economic opportunities. Macroeconomists employ a range of sophisticated analytical tools to understand complex economic phenomena. These tools help in dissecting relationships between variables and forecasting future trends. Economic models are simplified representations of reality used to illustrate complex economic relationships. They help economists test hypotheses and predict the effects of various policies. Statistical analysis involves collecting, analyzing, and interpreting quantitative data. This allows economists to identify patterns, measure correlations, and assess the significance of economic indicators. Econometric techniques combine economic theory with statistical methods to analyze economic data. These techniques are used to estimate relationships between variables, test theories, and make quantitative predictions. The primary purpose of these analytical tools is to understand complex relationships within the economy. They enable economists to identify causes and effects, and to forecast future economic trends with greater accuracy. Governments and central banks utilize macroeconomic policies to influence the overall economy. These policies are designed to achieve specific economic objectives. Fiscal policy involves the government's decisions regarding spending and taxation. By adjusting government expenditure or tax rates, policymakers can influence aggregate demand, employment, and inflation. Monetary policy is controlled by central banks, such as the Federal Reserve in the United States or the European Central Bank. It involves managing the money supply and credit conditions, primarily through interest rate adjustments. The overarching goals of macroeconomic policies are to foster a stable and prosperous economy. These objectives guide policymakers in their decisions. One primary goal is stable prices, meaning low and predictable inflation. Price stability preserves purchasing power and reduces uncertainty, creating a more favorable environment for economic activity. Another crucial goal is full employment, aiming for a situation where nearly everyone who wants a job can find one. This minimizes the economic and social costs associated with unemployment. Finally, sustainable economic growth is a key objective. This means achieving a steady and long-term increase in the economy's productive capacity without generating excessive inflation or environmental degradation. Macroeconomics provides the essential framework for understanding and managing the overall health and performance of a nation's economy. By studying aggregate variables like GDP, unemployment, and inflation, we gain insights into the forces that shape our economic well-being. The analytical tools and policy instruments discussed are crucial for diagnosing economic problems and formulating effective solutions. From fiscal policy to monetary policy, these interventions aim to achieve stability, growth, and full employment. A solid grasp of macroeconomic principles is indispensable for students, policymakers, and informed citizens alike. It empowers us to critically evaluate economic news, understand policy debates, and contribute to a more stable and prosperous future.